Hello students and welcome back. So today we are starting chapter 4, that is heat. Okay. So as you know that you got the notice and timetable and syllabus for the examination for the periodic test 1. Class 7 science we will be having chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 4. Okay. So from 13th of July we are starting our examination. Syllabus is given to you all. One mock test. Mock test is nothing but a practice test. Is also planned to conduct on 8th of July, in which one lesson of each subject will come in that one paper. So on 8th July you have to give only one paper. It is just a kind of practice test. So whatever problems you may face, we can solve that problem till our exam start. Okay, it is a kind of rehearsal for main examination. So let's start chapter 4, that is heat. Let us discuss one question. Let me ask you one question. Can you wear woolen clothes during summer season? Is it the case? You have seen anyone who is wearing woolen cloth during summer season? Do you wear? No. What is the reason? Why don't we wear woolen clothes during summer season? What is the answer? Yes. The answer is woolen clothes keep us warm. And during summer season there is already heat. The temperature is high. Okay. So we don't wear woolen clothes during summer season, but the same woolen cloth we wear during winter season, right? Why we wear during winter season? To keep us warm. So keeping us warm is what woolen clothes are doing. The woolen clothes, they are not allowing our heat, the heat of body, to go to transfer in the environment. During winter season, outside, the climatic condition, the environment, the temperature of surrounding of our body is low, and the body temperature is generally higher than the surrounding during winter season. Okay, so what happens? The body heat start transferring, start moving out of the body into the surrounding. So, if you wear woolen clothes, what woolen clothes do? They do not allow your body heat to go out of your body, to go in the surrounding. Okay, that's why we wear woolen clothes during winter season. So, how exactly heat moves from our body to surrounding or surrounding to other place? That all things, transfer of heat and all other details of heat, about heat, we will be discussing in this lesson. So here are the points. What things we will be learning? We will be learning what is meant by exactly hot and cold. If I ask you, tea is hot or cold? What do you say? Tea is hot. How you can say tea is hot? It's a general perception, or you touch. Like nowadays cold tea is also there. People drink cold tea also and hot tea also. So how we come a particular thing is hot, like ice cream. We say generally ice cream is cold. So how we can say a particular thing hot or cold? By touch, right? Like this beaker is hot or cold. How I can say? I touch it. Right? Is it correct? No. Just by our sense, by our touch, every time you will not get the correct result. Okay, most of the time you get the right temperature, whether it is hot or whether it is cold, but not every time. We will be doing one activity, I will be showing you. You should not believe every time on your senses for knowing whether the substance is hot or cold. Okay, you can also do this activity at your home along with me. Okay, so we'll be learning how we can determine scientifically whether a substance is hot or cold. We'll be learning about thermometer. We'll be learning about transfer of heat. Okay, thermometer is the device, is a tool to measure the temperature of the body. Okay, whether it is living body, whether it is non-living body. Okay, so thermometer is a device to measure the temperature. And what is temperature? Temperature is the degree of hotness. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a particular object. And this temperature we can measure with the help of thermometer. So I will be showing you thermometer also. We'll discuss that. Then we'll discuss transfer of heat. Just now I have asked woolen clothes. Woolen clothes don't allow transfer of heat from body to the surrounding. Okay. So what is exactly transfer of heat? We know various things transfer. We transfer from one place to another place. Home to school, school to home, home to house, office, office to home. Right? Transfer is there. So how exactly heat is transferred? Can we see heat is transferring? How we can determine whether heat is transferred or not? That activities also will be doing. So transfer of heat takes place by three ways: conduction, convection and radiation. Okay. Then the last point of the lesson is land breeze and sea breeze. This is also one very interesting thing which we will be learning. Some practical applications are there. So we will discuss these practical examples related with land breeze and sea breeze. Okay, so let's start with hot and cold. Just now I have told you should not believe on your sense to find out whether one thing is hot or cold. Why? Let's do one activity. So focus here. These are the three beakers. Okay, one is hot, cold, and this is the medium water, medium temperature. Hot and cold water is mixed in this. Okay, medium temperature, normal temperature water. So here is hot, cold and normal temperature. Now, if I put one finger in hot, one finger in cold. Okay, you at your home you can do this. You can make water hot, one water cold with the help of refrigerator you can do, and one normal water you can take. Put in the three various vessels. So one finger you put in hot, one in the cold. Take care, your finger should not burn. The water should not be very hot. It should be tolerable. So hot, cold. Okay, I can sense it is hot, it is cold. This finger is telling it is cold, this finger is telling it is hot. Okay, now both the fingers, if I put in the normal water, now I am sensing this water. One finger, this finger is telling me this water is cold, and this finger is telling me this water is hot. Yes. So both fingers, my two fingers are telling me two different results. One is telling it is cold, one is telling it is hot. This right hand finger, previously I put in hot, left finger I put in cold. So this left finger which I put in cold, that finger here it is telling this water is hot, and this hot finger is telling this water is cold. Means both fingers are telling me the different result. It means we should not believe on our sense. This you can do at your home and you will find the result. Try 1-2 times, you will get the same result. One is telling water is cold, one is telling water is hot. Now why? Because this finger I put in hot water, so my finger become hot, and my finger's temperature is more than this normal water temperature. So what is happening? Heat from my finger is transferring in this. When heat moves out of our body, like in winter same thing happens. In winter, heat moves from your body to the surrounding, and then we feel cold. So here also, from this finger heat is going to the water, and I am feeling this water is cold. Here I have put the finger previously in the cold water. Now when I put in the normal water, this normal water temperature is more than this finger. So what is happening? Heat from the water, from water it is going, it is transferring to my finger. When heat transfers towards your body, you feel hot. So both fingers are showing two different results. One is showing it is cold, one is showing it is hot. Okay, so always we should not trust on our sense whether the object is hot or cold. Sometimes it may give you different results. Just now in this activity we have seen. Okay, if you have not understood, again you can replay this particular part. Fine. So on which thing we should trust to understand whether the object is hot or cold? On which thing we should trust? The thing is thermometer. This is the thermometer. Can you identify this thermometer? This is laboratory thermometer. Correct? Thermometer are of different types. One is laboratory, one is clinical thermometer. Like this is clinical thermometer. Okay, this is laboratory thermometer. This is clinical thermometer. One more type is there, that is digital thermometers. Okay, so we'll discuss about these two thermometers, laboratory and clinical. What do you know about this? Laboratory thermometer is used in laboratories. Like here, to measure the temperature of water. This water or this water or this water. What I should use? I should use this laboratory thermometer or I should use clinical thermometer? Yes, you are correct. I should use laboratory thermometer. Why? Because laboratory thermometer has the range, wide range, that is generally -10 to 110 degrees Celsius. -10 to plus 110 degrees Celsius. This one has -10 to 250 degrees Celsius. This laboratory thermometer is one of the special thermometer which has -10 to plus 250. Here you can see 200 and then here it's 250 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the minimum temperature which we can measure by the help of this thermometer is -10 and the maximum is plus 250 degrees Celsius. Here in clinical thermometer you can see 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, clinical thermometer. Only this is the range. Okay, so 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. Now what is the use of this? Yes, you are correct. This clinical thermometer is used to measure the body temperature. Okay, 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Our body temperature ranges in these two measurements. Okay, generally the body temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius. Nowadays in this COVID situation, wherever you go at many places, in various institutions, in hospitals, they check, they put a gun. They don't put a gun, they put a kind of thermometer, a thermoscan, by which they can measure your temperature. Okay, so generally it is around 37 degrees Celsius. It can be low, just little bit low of 37 or little bit higher than 37 degrees Celsius. But on an average it is 37 degrees Celsius. So the clinical thermometer has the range between 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Laboratory thermometer has -10 to plus 110 degrees Celsius. Now both the thermometer, this is the difference. Okay, both the thermometers has some similarity. What is that similarity? The similarity is this. The down you can see, what is it? It is bulb of thermometer. Thermometer has this glass rod. Okay, one inside one there is a column is there, and here it is a bulb. In bulb you can see silver color material. What is that silver color material? This silver color material is nothing but mercury. Okay, so in this bulb mercury is there. Mercury is what? It is only liquid. It is only liquid metal. Okay, so this special substance, liquid metal, why it is used in thermometers? What is the reason? Why not any other substance? Because mercury has higher coefficient of expansion. What happens in thermometer? If you see, now here the temperature is above 30 degrees Celsius. It's around 35 degrees Celsius. This mercury, this silver line is come and stopped here at this place. So the temperature is around 35 degrees Celsius. How I can read there are many numbers, minus 10 to 250 degrees Celsius. How I can say it is 35? Because this mercury rised till this point, till this 35 degrees Celsius. If it goes up till the time it reaches, suppose it reaches at 100 degrees Celsius. If you put this in boiling water, it will show you plus 100 degrees Celsius. Means the mercury will rise. The level of mercury will rise till what? Till 100 degrees Celsius. So I can say it is 100 degrees Celsius. So mercury has special property. It can expand. It is heat sensitive, and depending upon heat, it can expand. One more property of mercury, you can note it down. Mercury has high melting point. Mercury has high boiling point, and it has low freezing point. It freezes. This mercury freezes at minus 38 degrees Celsius. It becomes solid. Now it is liquid. If the temperature is minus 38 degrees Celsius, it becomes frozen. It becomes solid. And its boiling point. Boiling point is what? From liquid state, it will convert into gaseous state. Okay. Boiling point is from liquid to gas. Freezing point is liquid to solid. So the freezing point is minus 38 degrees Celsius, and the boiling point of mercury is plus 357 degrees Celsius. Means if we keep this mercury at the temperature of 357 degrees Celsius, 357 degrees Celsius, then what will happen? It will start evaporating. It will start converting from liquid to gaseous. So we get the range from minus 38 degrees Celsius to plus 357 degrees Celsius. So we can measure the temperature with the help of mercury from minus 38 to plus 357. This also one of the property of mercury by which it is used in the thermometer. It can expand more than other substances. It has high range. So that's why mercury is used in thermometers. Okay, I hope you must have understood about clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. So we have covered hot and cold, we have covered about thermometer. You can do this at your home, the one activity of hot and cold, what we have discussed. So in the next video, we'll be discussing about transfer of heat, conduction, convection and radiation. How heat transfer in a different way, that will be discussing, and land breeze and sea breeze. Okay, so till the time you study for your periodic test 1, read all the lesson, though it is open book test, but during open book test, if you want to find out answer from a book, if you don't read it now, then it will be difficult for you during examination to find out the answer. So you have to read the lesson before the exam, read it, study it properly. If any doubt, you can ask me, you can contact me. Okay, so do your study properly, and all the best for your examination. In the next video, we will discuss the remaining part of the heat lesson. Thank you.